Hello everyone, I appreciate you all returning to join me for another video. This time around, I've finally delved into a book and also listened to it on Audible, finding it more convenient during my dog walking sessions. The audiobook spans around 16 and a half hours, so I hope you'll excuse the delay in my review. Balancing this with other aspects of life took some time. The book raised a notion similar to the adage about the frog in boiling water. The concept that if you put a frog in hot water, it jumps out immediately, but in cold water, it gradually boils to its demise. Interestingly, while the revelations didn't shock me personally as I was already aware of most of them, it seems many individuals are now perceiving Meghan as many of us did right from the start. Suspicion surrounded her actions. While going through the book, a poem by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow came to mind. When she was good, she was very good. But when she was bad, she was horrid. This could easily be a slogan attributed to Meghan, a phrase that might be etched beneath her photograph in history books. The book has revealed startling behavior patterns even before her rise to fame. Some noteworthy points emerged since my last videos. For instance, Meghan's visit to Rwanda, where she demanded first-class travel, insisted on bringing along her personal hairdresser, makeup artist, and even a top-notch fashion photographer. These demands appeared out of place while on a trip aimed at raising awareness about poverty. She carried suitcases filled with designer clothes, frequently changing outfits for photo shoots. Although we were aware she posed, a certain photograph surfaced recently, offering a glimpse of a side to Meghan that unveils her true nature when her facade slips. The study of body language has been enlightening, aiding in understanding the subtle cues that previously felt amiss. Some may have perceived my observations as odd, questioning my judgment. However, it appears these intuitions were accurate. A particular video initially highlighted by Sue Smith depicted Meghan glaring at Charlotte during a wedding, linking back to the story of Catherine and Meghan's argument over the wedding dress fitting. The disagreement wasn't solely about tights, but also about the attire for the young girls involved in the ceremony. It seemed inappropriate for the young bridesmaids to wear uncomfortable shoes and improperly fitted dresses on a warm day, potentially leading to embarrassment due to the attire's impracticality. Meghan's behavior towards her 3-year-old niece Charlotte during this incident, displaying a harsh and contemptuous attitude, sheds light on a truly concerning characteristic. It reflects a narcissistic and possibly sociopathic trait, though it's not for me to definitively diagnose. It's bewildering how an adult could treat a child in such a manner. On a lighter note, it was somewhat amusing to discover Meghan's initial aspirations upon arriving in the UK, aiming to associate herself with reality TV, or possibly date a footballer, even considering connections with boy bands and cozying up to personalities from reality shows like Made in Chelsea. Ironically, after her journey through royal life, Meghan seems to have circled back to her initial ambitions. Netflix reportedly plans a reality TV show featuring an English prince, none other than Meghan's husband, Prince Harry. It's almost comical to witness her transition from royalty to a seemingly inevitable return to her roots in the entertainment industry. The trend of Meghan getting what she desires continues, evident in the recent revelations from the Oprah interview. Reports indicate she had a team of 14 staff members, including high-ranking individuals with extensive experience working directly for the Queen, aiding Meghan in various capacities. The assertions made about the experiences and actions of Harry and Meghan, especially considering their recent public appearances and statements, have brought forth a lot of scrutiny and disbelief from various quarters. There's a prevailing sentiment among several individuals that these claims verge on being outlandish and at times appear to be nothing short of fabrications. The narrative presented by Harry and Meghan has significantly shifted from their earlier, more favorable depictions of their interactions and support received from the royal family. They have, in essence, portrayed a starkly contrasting version of events in recent times. What once seemed like commendations for the royal family's support and benevolence towards them have now transformed into allegations of neglect and abandonment. There's a discernible contrast between their earlier narrations and their current assertions. Previously, Meghan had spoken about her upbringing and the substantial assistance she received from her family, particularly her father. She painted a picture of a life where she lacked nothing, where her education was funded by her father and where the royal family, especially Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge, extended immense support. However, their current stance seems to completely deviate from this narrative. Their alterations in storytelling, far from being mere misinterpretations or misunderstandings, appear to be deliberate and intentional. These changes in their accounts aren't subtle shifts that could be explained away as miscommunication or misrepresentations. Rather, they are stark deviations from the truth, and the evidence seems to point towards a conscious effort to rewrite their personal histories. Meghan's public speeches during royal tours, where she portrayed herself as a self-made individual who funded her education through sheer dedication and hard work from a young age, starkly contrast with the previously depicted image of her father's substantial financial support. The magnitude of these falsehoods goes beyond what could be considered minor misrepresentations. They seem to embody a pattern of deliberate deception, marked by significant inconsistencies in their stories. Moreover, the assertions made by Harry and Meghan about their lack of involvement in the book Finding Freedom, despite contrary evidence presented by the author, highlight a concerning trend of deceitfulness. Their apparent willingness to mislead not just the public but also legal authorities further underscores the gravity of their deception. It's disheartening to note that despite the mounting evidence contradicting their claims, there remains a section of the public that continues to wholeheartedly believe their narrative. This unwavering faith in their words, despite their proven track record of dishonesty, raises questions about the broader societal perceptions and the susceptibility of certain individuals to manipulation. Furthermore, the revelations about Meghan's alleged solicitation of luxury items from fashion houses while a member of the royal family, in contravention of established protocols, paint a concerning picture. The claims about her staff being tasked to seek out extravagant gifts present a troubling picture of a person wielding influence and power in a manner inconsistent with the standards expected of a royal member. While there might be attempts to shield certain aspects of the royal family's conduct, it's crucial to acknowledge the need for transparency and accountability. Instances where other members, like Prince William, intervened upon learning of alleged mistreatment indicate that there's awareness within the royal family regarding such issues, leading to actions taken to address them. The board, however, contends that several individuals employed by the royal family played complicit roles, enabling Meghan and Harry's behavior. Despite the palace issuing a statement regarding the bullion probe, which they suggest will be buried, a growing number of involved parties have emerged. This prompts reflection upon the potential implications for those considering employment within the royal family if issues highlighted in the book are disregarded simply due to Harry and Meghan's marriage. This particular aspect is deeply disconcerting. One significant revelation from the book that stands out pertains to Meghan's use of Diana and security concerns to manipulate Harry. This manipulation seems rooted in Harry's unresolved guilt for his inability to protect his mother. Growing up, Harry idealized his mom, selectively choosing positive attributes, as many teenagers do regarding their parents. However, as one matures, a broader understanding usually evolves, appreciating the complexities and decisions made by one's parents. Harry seems to have struggled with grasping this maturity, failing to comprehend that Diana wasn't always innocent concerning media engagement, playing games, and tempting paparazzi. According to Gina, Meghan extensively researched Harry, conducting a deep Google search, a plausible action given Meghan's penchant for micromanaging. It's difficult to fathom that she didn't research Prince Harry before their date, especially considering her documented fascination with the royal family. Reports even suggest her obsession with Princess Diana. This apparent fixation seems to have become a tool for manipulating Harry. Initially, this manifested through eerie gestures like dressing similarly to Diana, which, for many, crossed the line into discomfort and abnormality. Meghan's manipulation further extended into exploiting Harry's emotional vulnerabilities regarding his mother's untimely passing. She appeared to mother him, treating him more like a child, subtly assuming control in the relationship. While some men might appreciate such attention, a healthy partnership usually thrives on equality, where both parties assert themselves. Meghan seemed to leverage Harry's concerns about media intrusion and security issues, using them to influence and control him further. To gain attention and elevate her status, Meghan orchestrated incidents that invoked parallels with Diana's experiences. The incident in Canada, where police were called due to an alleged break-in, and later reports of Doria being stalked, echoed Harry's mother's tragic circumstances. This, coupled with Meghan's skillful manipulation, pushed Harry deeper into the relationship. The pivotal moment arrived when Meghan persuaded Harry to release a statement condemning media harassment of her. This move, despite Meghan's apparent cooperation with paparazzi for her own publicity stunts, showcased the early signs of her manipulation and control over Harry. It seemed she had crafted a method, almost like a remote control, to influence Harry's decisions and actions. Meghan's transition to the UK and her concerns for safety, juxtaposed with her deliberate paparazzi moments, painted a conflicting picture. Her desire for recognition within the royal family, evident from her efforts to be photographed alongside them, seemed to necessitate an engagement ring. This led her to feign distress and insecurity, pressuring Harry to propose, which he did against counsel from friends and family. The engagement not only secured her position but also ensured increased security measures. This progression appears to align with her calculated plan to secure her place within the royal family, substantiated by her eventual move to Frogmore, where security became a focal point. The extensive lengths Meghan went to cement her position, from utilizing Harry's emotional vulnerabilities to orchestrating circumstances that mirrored Diana's experiences, highlight a disturbing narrative of manipulation and control. Harry found himself in another deeply uncomfortable situation when a statement surfaced in the press, urging people to avoid, not engage, and even refrain from looking at him and his partner. Understandably, this further alienated folks from them. It appeared that this continuous narrative of feeling threatened and unsafe was being perpetuated. There were claims that Meghan even mentioned contemplating suicide to Harry, but some suspected it might have been a manipulative tactic. A few weeks later, she seemed to be doing perfectly well in New York, extravagantly celebrating at an overpriced baby shower. This series of events led to a belief that Meghan has essentially taken control of Harry, possibly manipulating his vulnerabilities, especially his unresolved grief over losing his mother. Her approach seemed to involve coddling him, treating him almost childishly. It's uncertain how Harry truly feels about it all. Perhaps even he is unsure at this point. Their security concerns resulted in a move to Canada, which Harry seemingly believed would be a permanent settlement. However, Meghan had her sights set on returning to America all along. Hence, she exploited the security situation in Canada to facilitate their swift departure, leaving in the dead of night upon realizing their security might be withdrawn after departing from the royal family. This maneuver played into Meghan's larger plan, using security as a tool to relocate strategically, evident from the excessive security measures around their residences in Canada and Tyler Perry's house. Meghan's apparent manipulation of Harry, leveraging his emotional ties to his mother's legacy, became more apparent. Her adeptness at using Diana's memory, not only to influence Harry but also to shape public perception, was striking. She seemed to mirror Diana in various ways, portraying herself as a shy and inexperienced young wife, although her actual life experiences contradicted this persona. Drawing parallels to Diana's struggles with the palace, media, safety concerns, and even purported suicidal thoughts, Meghan wove a narrative that echoed Diana's ordeal. However, skepticism arose regarding the authenticity of Meghan's claims, suggesting that her experiences might not align as closely with what Diana truly endured. Additionally, revelations emerged concerning the misuse of public funds for personal gain. Instances like the baby shower and their activities during the South Africa tour appeared to be more about self-promotion than genuine royal duties. Taxpayer money seemed to facilitate their image-building efforts, which ultimately culminated in their departure from the royal family. Details about the extravagant use of funds for the baby shower, including Scotland Yard security expenses, indicated a pattern of utilizing public resources for personal benefit. Moreover, the control Meghan exercised over Harry became evident through incidents like the selective guest list at their wedding reception. Her influence seemed to dictate who was excluded from attending the evening celebrations, showcasing a level of control over Harry that was disconcerting. This power dynamic suggested a possibly narcissistic relationship, yet it also hinted at latent issues within Harry himself, waiting to surface even before Meghan's influence took hold. The overarching narrative began to paint a picture of Meghan's long-standing aspirations, with the royal status serving as a stepping stone in her pursuit of fame and recognition. Her actions, like maintaining her connections and possessions in the USA, indicated a premeditated plan. Even before their official departure, Meghan seemed to have her sights set on leveraging the royal status to amplify her personal brand. The desire to establish a platform led to the utilization of taxpayers' money linked to the royal family. This financial resource was intended to create a distinct entity termed the Sussex Royal. The aim was to elevate this endeavor into a thriving establishment. However, the scheme faltered and Meghan had to expedite her plans. The transformation of Sussex Royal from a foundation into a charity, as documented in a particular book, signaled a turning point. It was speculated that this strategic move revealed Meghan's intentions to the palace. Upon the separation of the Royal Foundation and the establishment of Sussex Royal, Meghan swiftly trademarked it, aligning the brand with her envisioned pursuits. Allegations surfaced regarding potential irregular financial transactions during this phase. Deals seemed to be made under the table, fostering a reciprocal relationship of benefits. Notably, individuals involved in events like the wedding and baby shower experienced a surge in their social positions. Meghan's association with these figures, such as the contentious makeup artist Jessica Maroney, contributed to their professional advancements. Meghan, in turn, leveraged her ties to the royal family for personal and professional gains, while taxpayers' money fueled the brand's ascent. The royal family intervened by transitioning Sussex Royal into a charity, a move that mandated transparency in financial matters, compelling disclosure of expenses, and received donations. This decision seemingly distressed Meghan, prompting a series of reactions. Reports indicated a deterioration in Meghan's well-being, referencing parallels with the distress experienced by Princess Diana. This tumultuous period led to the abrupt departure from the royal scene, accentuated by Meghan's alleged struggles. The narrative in the book suggests a pattern of isolating Prince Harry, severing ties with individuals critical of Meghan. Notably, even relationships with long-standing friends faced dissolution. Meghan's alleged influence on Harry's falling out with William and Kate was perceived as a defensive maneuver to prevent them from dissuading him. This pattern was likened to a spider shielding its prey, reflecting typical behavior of narcissists. The insidious nature of narcissistic behavior was underscored, highlighting its modus operandi of aggressive actions followed by victimization. The emotional toll on those genuinely caring for Harry was emphasized. Meghan's alleged manipulation, distortion of truths, and victim-playing tendencies were portrayed as a calculated strategy. The book's revelations prompt introspection, cautioning against relationships exhibiting similar red flags of manipulation. The behavioral patterns, dissected by body language experts and others, serve as warning signs for individuals encountering similar dynamics in their lives. The final reflection pertains to Harry and Meghan's adeptness at manipulation, exacerbating conflicts for their benefit. Their ability to attract negative attention while positioning themselves as victims was noted. Instances where Meghan seemingly instigated familial conflicts, especially with her father, were highlighted. This orchestrated drama furthered their narrative of victimhood, painting her family as opportunistic. The concept of any form of publicity, whether positive or negative, holds its value for the parties involved. In this case, it appears that Meghan Markle is particularly adept at retaining attention, possibly even utilizing her titles as a tool within her interactions with Prince Harry. There's a suggestion that she might be conveying different motives to Harry to stir up conflicts, perhaps to justify their stance on security measures owing to their perceived uniqueness. Meghan seems to comprehend that her involvement, or better yet, her influence on Harry in U.S. politics, guarantees media attention. It's implied that without their royal connections, being just Mr. and Mrs. Windsor, private citizens in America wouldn't grant them the same level of coverage, a fact they are seemingly aware of. The irony lies in their dependency on the royal family for relevance, despite having inclinations towards undermining the monarchy. Their actions, especially in Harry's biography, are anticipated to be detrimental to the royal family, continuing the trend of tarnishing their image. Curiously, despite their aspirations to distance themselves, they tenaciously cling onto their titles, striving for recognition as royals in America, a pursuit that might prove futile in the long run. Meghan appears to realize this, acknowledging that should she venture into politics, shedding these titles would be necessary. For the time being, she exploits these titles to incite reactions and secure media headlines, reinforcing her presence in the public eye. The recent book release concerning Meghan has shed light on her remarkable prowess as a master manipulator, whereas Harry comes across as a willing participant rather than an entirely innocent bystander. This observation shapes the perception of their dynamics, portraying Meghan as a shrewd manipulator while Harry seems susceptible to her influence. In conclusion, this analysis marks the culmination of one of my lengthiest videos. I trust you found it engaging and insightful. Perhaps it's time for me to take a break, possibly indulging in a bottle of wine for a detox. I assure you, I'll be back soon to delve into other aspects of royal affairs. After all, there's always more to explore. Until then, take care and have a splendid weekend. Goodbye for now. And if you enjoyed the video, your support through likes and subscriptions would be greatly appreciated. Kindly refrain from negative comments, as they will be blocked to save everyone's time. If you wish to support my work, you can buy me a coffee by visiting my About page and following the link. With warm regards.